Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. 26 weeks right now, and this video is gonna be about baby names that we love but not gonna be using. So let's get right into it. We're having a girl, so if you haven't seen our baby reveal, I'm gonna link it right here. I'm gonna share with you both girl name and boy's name. And the reason we're not gonna use the girl name from the list because we already chose our absolute favorite girl name, but it's gonna be a surprise. And of course for the boy name we're not gonna use it because we're not having a boy at the time, although if God blesses us with more kids we definitely might use the names from this list. I'm gonna tell you the names I like and I don't like, and if that's your name please don't take offense, especially if I know you personally. I love you. I just may not love your name as much as you. I don't even like my name. Don't take offense, just know that. Also, I bought the most comfortable suit combination ever and I'm wearing it around the house every single day. So here are the criteria that I was thinking about when trying to choose a name. There are 4, but it kind of goes into one main one. So here it is. It has to be American name, or at least American sounding name, so no Russian, even though I'm Russian and my husband is Russian. She will most likely live here in the US, so I want her to have a normal name. I want her not to struggle. I went through that experience when I was younger, when I just came here. My last name was Russian and a lot of people didn't know how to pronounce it. They would misspell it. It's Russian now too, but I feel like it's a little bit easier. And I don't care as much because I'm older, I think, and people just don't use my last name that often. I would like it to be common or classic. I'm not too crazy about this trend with unique names where people just come up with whatever. If that's your thing, it's okay. I personally just prefer something more classic. So again, she doesn't struggle with the pronunciation of her name her whole life. Number 3 is it has to be easy to pronounce, both for American, and of course it would be because if it's an American name, but also for my Russian friends and family. We do have family back home and a lot of friends who speak Russian. That would mean no names with TH sound or W sound. So for example, Theodore or William. Some Russian people would probably struggle with the sound even me, TH, because for example smoothie, Russians say smoothie, so it's like a Z. Or if it's a W name, we don't have that sound, we have the sound V, so William is William, and it's weird. And of course it has to go with our last name, which is hard to do, I feel like, but some names are just completely terrible. Some are okay, but I guess that's also a personal preference. So, girl names. That was actually good that we had a girl because I didn't like that many girl names, like at all. Basically, I loved 3 girl names and 2 of them we picked. So the rest were more of a like, not love. I'm not gonna share the name with you guys just yet. I'm just gonna start with the runner-up, Olivia. And I just love how that sounds. Olivia, it just flows. The only problem though, it's way too common right now. I think it's actually number 1, the list of 1,000 popular names. My husband actually has a friend who lives in Russia who are going to name their child Olivia, which is not a Russian name, but it's so popular it even moved their way up to Russia. So after this point, after 1 name, I'm gonna name the names. I'm gonna name the names. I'm gonna name the names. Now I'm just gonna tell you the names I like, but I don't necessarily feel like I would ever name my daughter those names, but who knows. So the name that I like is Victoria, and it's actually a Russian name. It could be a Russian name. I like the way it sounds in English. I like the way it sounds in Russian. The only problem is we have a shorter nickname for Victoria, and it's Vika. I know one Vika who's a really good friend of mine. Again, don't take offense if you're watching this, but I'm not crazy about the name Vika, but I do love Victoria, which is interesting. But Vicky is also cute for the nickname. So another name is kind of Russian too. It's Christina. And again, I love the way it sounds in English. Christina. But I don't like the way it sounds in Russian. And of course, I know Christina, and I love you too if you're watching this. I do love the combination of letters CH in the name. That would be really cool to have in the name because it matches our last name. CHI, Chistikov, CHRI, Christina. Very cool. Christina Chistikov. Huh. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna read you all the rest I have because it's just like a slight like of the names. Brooklyn with different variations of spelling. I like how it sounds, but I don't think I would be brave enough to name my daughter after a city. Brooklyn, but it's cute. Brooke as a nickname as well, so cute. Cali, again, it's short for California, I guess, but I like it. Something about it. Cali. I wrote down Cameron for a girl, but I think not though, because it's, to me it's too much of a boyish name. I also like Avery, but Avery would be probably too hard to pronounce for our Russian family. Would be something like Avery. Avery. Another name I slightly like is Ariana or Adriana. I don't know. It's cute, but no, you know? But I do like how the last part of those names match in my name. So Ariana, Adriana, Rosanna, you know, it's kind of cute. I think that's why I wrote it down. Another name I like is Sloan. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but whenever I hear it, it sounds cute. But I absolutely cannot name her Sloan because slon in Russian means an elephant. So, cute name. You know, the struggle is real. It have to sound okay in both languages. Another name I wrote down was Gabriela. Gabriela. It sounds pretty. But I don't like the nickname for it in America. Gabby. I'm not too crazy about it. Gabriela, or last week in church, somebody talking about a girl named Daniela. Gabriela and Daniela. And I'm like, very cute, very pretty. Daniela. And the last name on this list, I probably wouldn't dare to call her that, but I kind of like the name Phoebe. Two Phoebes from the movies that I'm thinking about right now, and I don't think I can do that to my daughter, but it's kind of cute. I kind of like the way it sounds, the way it feels. Phoebe. Okay, let's move on to the boy names. I have a lot of favorites. I don't know why, but it was just so much easier for me to like boy names. I don't know. I just wasn't as picky. I feel like if we would have a boy right now, me and my husband would not come to the name decision as soon as we did. Let's start. Number one is my absolute favorite. Actually, I don't know which one is my absolute favorite. I have two absolute favorites. So let's start with one. First one is Nick, or I guess Nicholas. I have so much to say about this. I don't know why I love this name so much. I just love the sound, especially the way the Americans say it, you know. Nick. My husband said no to the name. Maybe he changes his mind if we ever have a boy. But he said no because it reminds him too much of Saint Nicholas. We of course wouldn't want our son to be associated with Santa Claus in any way, but in my mind, I don't have that connection. I do love that in the full name Nicholas, it has the CH that I was talking about earlier, the combination that matches our last name. I think that's pretty cool. In Russian, we have an alternative, and it's Nikolai. And I don't like that name in Russian. I'm weird like that. Nick. If he would just go by the name Nick in Russian, it's also a word. Nick means a nickname. I guess it's the same as American. So yeah, I do love it. My next absolute favorite is Grayson. And it's pretty popular name right now, not gonna lie. It just sounds so cool, and my favorite color is gray, and we could call him Gray, and it's adorable. It's so popular though. It's like Olivia, but the boy's name. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind that it's so popular. But my husband wasn't crazy about that name too, and I'm like, no, it's so good. Okay, let's move on. I kind of like the name Dean. Yeah. My husband didn't like any of those names. We would have been in big trouble if we had a boy. So I love the way it sounds, like Dean. Although in Russian it does not sound cute. It's Dean, because we don't have the long E. So I also wrote down Avery for boy name. Maybe for second name, Avery would be cute. Also love the way it sounds. But again, it would be harder to pronounce for our Russian people. Next name is Christian. Try to guess why I like it. It has CH, Christian, so cute. Christian sounds nice. I have a few problems with that name. Christian Chistikov would be a lot to say. Our last name gets confused. They just hear that sound kr in there, you know, like Christmas. It would be terribly confusing if he would be called Christian Chistikov. Christian Christikov. People would always confuse it, I feel like. But I do love that name. Liam is cute too. Liam, I like it. Don't know about the Russian pronunciation because we don't have that name, of course. So it would be Liam. Levi also. Liam and Levi. I like those names. Just don't think I would call my son that. But those names are super cute. My husband likes one name. He probably likes more names, but this is the name he loves. It's Mark. Mark with a K. I don't love it, but I like it a lot. Mark. And it's perfect because you can do it in both languages. Mark is cute too. And Mark is cute. Mark. I like it. Another boy name that I like is Cole. I don't know if I'm pronouncing right. Cole. It's kind of like that other name for the girl, Sloane. I like it, but I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. So Cole. I didn't even bring it up to my husband ever because he probably would not like it. What does it remind me of? Cole. It's a bad grade in Russia, Cole, so it's like below F. Cole. People don't get that grade, but it's there. And I think it's like a wooden coal. It's something sharp, like a wooden stick that is sharp, I think. But the name is cute, Cole. I think the more I say it, the more I don't like it. I like when other people say it. And the last name for the boy's name is Josiah. Again, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I particularly like this name because of the Bible. I believe in Judges, there was this king who was good. He was righteous. I just love his story. Yeah, Josiah. I don't know if it helped you in any way or entertained you, but I hope you liked this video. Please comment below your favorite girl name and your favorite boy name. I would love to hear it. Maybe I can save it for our next child. Unless you write down like you can't steal that name, that I try not to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe. It really helps my channel. There's so many of you that are watching it and are not subscribed. And I would really like if you just take a little second and just push the button. Also, before I forget, if you have any questions for me about my pregnancy, about my infertility journey, any personal questions, anything you can think of, please comment below. And if there are enough questions, I might do a separate video as a Q&A video, or I might just answer it in the next pregnancy update. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you soon. I love you all. Bye bye.